Okay, I've had a few requests around the 100 board when I posted that post about do you use a 100 board. So I've just quickly grabbed out some things. And I'm just gonna, off the top of my head, shoot a few activities at you. Okay, so first one is obviously setting up the number board. So I've got one that is 6 rows by 10. So you can give the students the number to set them up. Now, I've also got some larger numbers. So once you've done that with from 1 to 60, you could change around, put a 0 up the top here and do it like a 99 board, or your starting number up the top there could be 71 and you can get the kids to work through that. So that's one activity. Another one is having it fully set up and having the number slipped over and asking the students to make predictions about what number that is. And of course, we're asking for them to explain their reasoning, which is a really great tool. We're obviously looking for patterns in number boards so we can see that the 5s here are in common, what's happening with the 10s. We're going to ask lots of questions around that as well. Great for skip counting. When you start doing skip counting, you can see I'm using the pink cups here, not for skip counting. What do you think that is? I'm going to give you an example of a reversing activity. I could ask the students to tell me what the addition or subtraction might be that I'm passing out there. So for this particular one, I'm saying to the students, if my starting number is 17 and I add on 10, 20, 32, what's my number going to be? So you can model that using the whiteboard as well. 17 plus 32, that's a breakup strategy they're using. They're adding the 10s and the 1s. You can also do compensation strategy. I'm not going to go too much into that, but I like using those cups. But you get the students up to walk it out and show that thinking, really strong cognitive connections. Why have I got my 100 beads here? Well, you can give them to students, say, choose a number, represent it for me, or just have them there and say, John, jump up, make the number that's missing there. How many 10s, how many 1s? Oh, well, it's 34, it's got 3 10s, 4 1s. How did you know that? Well, it's 1 after, so the odometer principle, or it's 10 more than 24. So you can see where we're going with activities here around number. So much happening. Follow-up activities. So you can see I've got my little jigsaw puzzle here, which is really good at building that awareness around students understanding the patterns in numbers. If you work really well with 0 to 100, students are going to have a really excellent understanding of place value, and I'll go into that in a sec. You can see here are some little activities I printed off from some of our lessons. There's the jigsaw, so they put that over the numbers and write them down. Here's where they're extending it into larger numbers. And another example here. Over here, I've just got my place value for my 1s. This board is absolutely fantastic for setting up your place value. So you'd have up the top there using your grids to really map that out, and you can do representing number and so forth. I pulled out some little 10 frames because you might give some students the 10 frames. What's that number? 32. Find it, put it on the board. How many 10s, how many 1s? So we're constantly using that language. So there's a whole bunch of stuff around number and building awareness, and you can see where we can go with addition, subtraction, odometer principle, those different strategies, incorporating some other elements as well. Our place value is really, really powerful. So I've hit you with a heap there just around number. Now, don't even get me started on data displays. So if you're doing data displays, you're going to put your y-axes and your x-axes. You can start off with picture graphs. You can get the students standing up in here representing the graphs, labels, all those types of things. So you can do your columns, your bars, your lines. Great for stem and leaves, great for scatter plots if you're going into that higher order stuff. You can also fold this mat up, and you can do fractions with it. So depending on what you're working on, you can definitely do fractions with this. Another great little activity I like to use with this is transformation. So doing flip, rotation, turns, Cartesian planes. You can get that going as well. So I'm hitting you with a heap of stuff here. I also, for a bit of fun, love mapping out for direction stuff, mapping out a secret path to get to, like a lolly at the end, and the students get to stand up and try walk, and you say, no, sit down. So that's a really good little finisher. My kids used to love that as a reward if they worked well in maths, to actually do one of those and try to get a prize. So there you have it. A heap of activities with this mat. It's one of my favorite resources. Great for behavior management too. So if you're ever doing an activity and you don't necessarily need the mat, put the mat down, get the students to sit around it, and then you can use that area to do different things. Or vice versa, if you're doing a maths activity or anything, get the kids to sit in there, and you get them all grouped together nicely. Wow, there you go. I'm looking at getting some mats made up, so I'll let you know when that's all done. I've got a little post on there around making mats. So hit me with some other ideas if you need any support. But we've probably got, 40 or 50 lessons on the platform using these, using our pedagogy whole class. You can see some of the hands-on activities here, and then we've got some follow-on worksheets that support this learning as well. All right, Cheers.